Kebale Oshogbo Christine Golden Footprint. Wow, this is for you and I to imbibe the culture of heroism. Golden Footprint every Saturday 11 to 11:30 in the morning is garnished with extensive linguistic exquisiteness via semantic, pragmatic, phonetics, and other variety. You shall acquaint heroes and heroines while extra package for school ages is quiz online. People of nobility can showcase powers on the biggest academic show, while schools and academic enthusiasts can power the quiz angle to augment the progressive giant stride flowing the state of Osun. Contact numbers are 08034114959 or 08033760292. Aha! Golden Footprint 11 to 11:30 on Saturday mornings with Adebisi Abdul-Jalil. A challenge greater than in tantalizing fantasy.
Come on to Golden Footprint, Adebisi Abdul-Jalil, as we always have it. That is the Singters segment. The first segment, we are diving into the suitable prepositions and for some words and their dichotomy, that is in the play of some words. That is when we talk about the pragmatic of the words that has been spoken or that have been written. That is to say that there are some rules that is in Singters that guides the construction, and they don't have maximum rigidity. That is, there is no maximum rigidity in the construction of words. That means that there are some words that are correct in one way, then that are not correct in another way. But if they are not correct in another way, some of them are correct in the other way. That is to say that English is or every language. If you study linguistics, you will understand what I'm saying, that no language is rigid in totality or maximally. Every language is flexible, but it has the rules guiding them, and the rules are also flexible. That is, the rules can also be changed due to certain factors or the other. That one is it belongs to the people who are linguists. And today we are basically on English, but we have to establish this. And sometimes the tone, that is, that the third segment of the program is always on phonology. The tone, look at it, phonology sometimes enters into Singters. Likewise, pragmatic and Singters, the two of them, they can interact with each other. What we are saying is that the way you pronounce some words we necessitate their rank scale. That is the title. That is the division it belongs to in the rank scale. That is to say that when you pronounce something, then in a tone, it can be verb. When you pronounce it another way, it can be an adjective or it can be a verb. Let us look at it from this angle. Where we are, don't forget that we said that we are going to be having some spirit of phonology in Singters. That is, the way you pronounce, we tell what you are saying or what particular terms you are referring to. When you have emphasis on FIT, that is in BENEFIT, benefit and benefit, the two of them are not the same, but you write them the same way. The difference in them is just only in either the phone, that is in terms of the way you could pronounce them, or in terms of the part of speech. The part of speech that when you have diacritic, that is when you have the sign of syllabicity, when you have the sign of emphasis, that is you have done something like this, stroke before a syllable. That is to say that that such a word is a verb. Okay, but when you have it before, that is, you have the stroke before B of benefit, then it is going to be termed as a noun. Therefore, when you now have it like that, the preposition to follow each of them are not the same. Let us look at this from this example. Benefit and benefit. Okay, look at this example. He has benefited from the change. He has benefited from the change is ungrammatical. The reason is that here it is supposed to be used as a verb. Therefore, when you say benefit, it is supposed to be followed by. Okay, but if it is a noun, it is going to be followed by what? By from. Now, let us look at the example. He has benefited from the change is ungrammatical. You say he has benefited by the change. Therefore, because benefit is is a verb in that aspect. Yes, you notice this. So one gets or derive benefit from a person or an organization. Look at this example. He got much benefit from the government. Okay? He got much benefit, or he derives more benefit from the government. That is for that. That is when you use from, it is going to, the benefit will be a noun. Just master the way to pronounce it. The other way we want to look at is I want to look at careful and care, careful and care. It is correct to say careful of, but not careful of. But we can say care for. Yes, you care for your children. Yes, you care. You are not careful of your children. If you want to say careful of your children, it's what you are going to take it to another realm. But in the normal sense, you are careful of something, but you care for somebody. Let us look at the example. One is careful of, but care for. Careful means to be watchful of somebody, but to care for means what? To take care of somebody, or to sponsor on somebody, or to provide for the needs of a particular person. Let us look at the example before we go into to another one that is through the rhyme that we are going to have. Yes, he is very careful for his earth. He is very careful for his earth. It's ungrammatical. Okay? It is better to say he is very careful of his earth. He is very careful of his earth. You are careful of your earth, not for your earth. But you are careful for what? For another person. The husband is you care for the wife. You understand? Then you are careful of a particular impending risk. That is the little we have for you today. But let us look at this assignment as usual. Assignment is this: just put it down that you use any one of the posters that are used today in sentences. That is, you use benefit by, benefit from. Look at the sound. Then likewise, careful of and care for. That is 4 posters for today. If you continue mastering OSBC on Saturday, I believe that no examination, especially in terms of English language, will be difficult for you. We are touching some samples from different exams, talking about JAM, UTME, post-UTME, and some other things like that. Then you'll be part of us, and you are going to enjoy it. Let us entertain our young ones. Now that is much ready for us. Let us join our own brother at the other end, that is Ashiru Maruf.
Good morning. Ajax Mouse Exterminating Company.
Help! Help! A mouse! Come quick!
So welcome back on to your daily educative program, Good Footprint, with Adebisi Abijale Aderotimi. I hope the children they understand, and we have some adults too who loves such films. I hope you all also followed us, and we are moving on to the hero to be recommended for you and I. Somebody said the other time that we should not be choosing a course for our children, saying that whatever a child will study or we dedicate his life to has been destined from heaven. That is God has destined everybody for a particular goal. But when a parent is imposing a particular course on a child, then there may be a problem. Yes, this particular person chose it for himself, or we can say that God led him because he happened to be a very, very good Christian who always adhere to the instruction, that is spiritual instruction, that is more than that of his father. Who is that person? You're going to see the picture of the person and you learn something about him, if at all, and the person has passed away. But the history still continues to recognize the person with his contribution to humanity in Nigeria and abroad, particularly in the USA. Likewise, let us have the picture of the person. Ogunlesi Theophilus Oladipo, a professor of medicine, the first to be so appointed in the University of Ibadan Medicine Department, taken after pioneer professors Alexander Bram and 3 others who were seconded from Britain when Ibadan was to host an annex of the University College of London in 1948. Professor Ogunlesi was inspired into the medical profession by R.L. Oluwole, son of Bishop Oluwole, who recommended him for scholarship after completing a program at the Yaba Higher College in 1942. Thus, Ogunlesi, son of a blacksmith father in Sagamu, was set in the path of medical profession in 1947 through the Yaba Medical School to improve on medical qualification obtained in Nigeria. He went to the University of London in 1953. Subsequently, he qualified as a medical officer in Britain and was registered in England. He became a professor in 1965, 4 years after joining the University of Ibadan Department of Medicine. Adebayo Ogunlesi, a member of American President, that the former President Donald Trump's short-lived economic think tank in his son, the Daniel Ogunlesi family of 30, Agbowa Street in Shagamu, Remo area of Ogun State, from where Theophilus Ogunlesi originated, is one of the 3 prominent Ogunlesi families of the Makun clan whose section is known as Ogunlesi Alagbede. Ogunlesi was born July 12, 1923 in Shagamu, Remo, Ogun State. While a child growing up in this Ijebu-Remo town, the grand image of the medical profession was impressed in his mind with weekly visits of a doctor from Ijebu-Ode, whose arrival was usually heralded by the ringing of church bells. By the age of 13, he proceeded to school in Lagos. Ogunlesi was born to a parent of little means who endeavored, however, to pay for his secondary education at the CMS Grammar School. After his primary education at St. Paul's Primary School, Shagamu, his expedited primary education was attributed to his brilliance by him and subsequent examination, including the 1940 Senior Cambridge, which he took 1 year earlier than his mates, showed him to be a child of remarkable gift. In 1941, the colonial government promulgated a policy to train local students to become assistant to university graduates. Ogunlesi was listed among pupils who are from different secondary schools who pioneered the Yaba High School, although the school principal, L.J. Lewis, who got him a place at the Yaba Higher College, intended him for the arts and a career in teaching. Ogunlesi opted for being a doctor. The diploma in medicine, LSM, licensate of the School of Medicine of Nigeria obtained by Ogunlesi from the Yaba Medical School was insufficient. There was a need for him to travel abroad. A Nigerian school of higher medical study being not in existence, Ogunlesi arrived in England in 1953 and returned to his home country in 1958, having bagged a postgraduate medical degree. He will be in the United States for a period of 1 year, 9 years, of 1 year, for study as Minneapolis, USA. Ogunlesi was born to a Christian parent who esteemed education, hence sponsored their kids to school. In spite of their meager income, his father belonged to one of the prominent Ogunlesi families in Makun, among which was Joseph Ogunlesi, who founded in 1949 the first renowned chemist and druggist in Nigeria. The Broadway chemist from the same family is Mrs. Victoria Abimbola Omofowokan, a renowned educationist who worked in the Old Western region and later in Lagos. Theophilus Ogunlesi married Suzanne Olorunfemi Peters in 1950. He has 5 sons and 2 daughters. That was the little thing that about him. We want to say adieu to him as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari also wish his family well. That was the little we have for you on the Hero for today. By the way, we are going to meet on the same segment next week. We are moving on to the last segment where we are going to what we are going to meet our man Olubenga Olatunde, that is from his desk. What do we have? Benga, let us have you. Yes, the instruction. Firstly, we are going to have everything on the show very shortly. Benga is much RAM. Choose the option having the same vowel sound with the option below. Then you are going to have them one after the other. Let us have the first one. The first one is spelled. You can follow us. Don't that you cannot watch this program without having your writing materials with you, and you follow us. And we may not be able to have much interaction with you today, but if you want to be part of us, then you write it down. Then you tell us your answer. Number 1 is SEAT. SEAT. The underlying sound is EA. Underlying sound is EA. Option A is CITE. Option B is SET. Option C is SIT. Option D is KEY. Then look at it. SEAT is EA is underlined. That is to say that we usually say that whenever, not all the time, whenever you have EA, it is always it's always produced long E. That is E with with something like colon beside it. That is when you have long E. Then if you want to pronounce it, you pronounce it as seed. Seed is different from sit. Therefore, when you look at option A, CITE is sight. Sight, you can see that you cannot see it is I, not E sound. Then option B, SET is pronounced as set, contrary to what we are looking at. Then option C is sit, short E, as against the long E we are observing. Then option D is KEY, is key. That means that EY always can always give us long E. Key, likewise as in T, but we don't have T here, we have KEY. Then that is key. Therefore, key and sit, they are what? They are related to each other. Then the answer must be key. We are very sorry that we don't have the facility to receive your call today. Let us continue analyzing it. Number 2, FALLEN. FALLEN is the word. Then the underlying sound is A. And the A, don't forget, when you have A as in FALLEN, that is falling, then the A will change. That is in terms of phonology, we change to O sound, falling. Then option A, ENJOY is pronounced as enjoy. Then option B, PECK is peck. Therefore, it is not related again. Then option C, GREW. GREW, you pronounce it as what? As grew. Then option D, WATER is water. Then when you look at water and falling, you can say it is all. They are falling and water. They are what? They relate to each other because all in water and all in falling are makes them to be the same. That is, the vowel sound contained in each of them are the same. We move to number 3. Number 3, WREAK. In WREAK, you have EA to be underlined, and when you want to pronounce the sound, you pronounce it as long E. Don't forget, as we have it in seed, long E, then you have WREAK as reek. Then the we, that is W, is silence. Therefore, the sound will start from reek. That W is silence. Therefore, it is the voice. Therefore, re is the one that will be voiced. Then in reek, option A, SLEEP, sleep. Look at it. EE here also gives us what? Also gives us long E. Sleep and reek, they are very close. Let us see whether we are going to have another long E in other option. BADE is bathe. Therefore, there is no long E in that one. Option C, rec. In rec, WRECK, rec. Therefore, that one is what? GB has ordered that we come back again as we are having it. Okay, let us do the analysis again because we don't have much time again. Yes, the GB test is now ready. As we are analyzing it, when you look at the board, you will see that it is. You have them there. As number one, let us look at the analysis once again. SEAT. The underlined sound actually is not on it's not underlined, but the word that we want to study is EA. The sound, the long the long E that is between ants is EA. That is E. As we have sight is not correct because it is I, not E. Then you have B as in set. L sound is not correct, and you have option C, sit. Short E is not correct, and as we have emphasized that E, long E. Thank you very much, GB. Let us move on to the second one so that we analyze it graphically. Yes, that is the HOD of graphically. Yes, number 2 is that you have falling, as you have said, that all is underlined, all is the word, is the sound, that is all sound. Then you look at them, enjoy, peck, grill, and water. You will discover that water is the one that has what? That has all. Thank you. Let us move on to the next one. That's number 3. Second to the last. We are talking about reek. We said that the we sound, that is the we sound. Okay, we call it we sound, not W in phonology. The we sound is what? Is silence. Therefore, it is the voice. Then re is what? Is the one that we can hear. And EA here is like that of EA in C. Therefore, it is reek. Then, when you look at option A, sleep, long E, sleep, it is the one that is related to that. And when you look at other options, like bathe, that is option B, and wreck, that is option C, and place, that is option D. They are not related. The only one that is related to what? To reek is sleep. And the last one before we do the going out of the one. The last one is FERN. You can see it directly. Kosi Olugbenga Olatunde. Thank you very much. That is Kosi, our director of transmission, Adedeji Oyedeji. Thank you very much. God bless you. Very good. Fen is the word. FERN. Let us look at it before we go out. FERN. ER is pronounced as what? It is a long A. Fen. Option A. BREATH is breathe. Then B is BREAD is bread. And the option C is ear, here, that is HEAR. And the last one is EARLY. Early, that's how you pronounce it. Early, that is what? Long A and the M and fen, long A. Therefore, fen and early are the same. That is the little we have for you today. You can do more on it by laying your hand on any examination, past question, WAEC, NECO, IJMB, JAM, and other one. Then you are going to find it like that. Therefore, we are giving you the tip. Then you develop it. You say, well, I want to appreciate again our own director of transmission. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity. Oyedeji, that is the one representing the DG, and the DG representing the governor of the state. I want to appreciate Ogushola. That is my cameraman. God bless you. Really good. Ogushola Akintunde, thank you very much. God bless you. Omalara Ojedokun, the most beautiful woman. She, my Maruf, actually my man, my personal man, Maruf. Actually, thank you very much. Olubenga Olatunde, the one who has a desk in the studio. I'm Adebisi Abijale by the Executive Government. We're going to meet next week. Bye for now.
Hey, what a lucrative, invaluable, scintillating, and explosive program on OSB television. Ilé Àwíyé Òkè Ìbàlẹ̀ Òṣogbo Christine Golden Footprint. Wow, this is for you